Hey guys, so now we're finished with making all the parts, putting them together in assemblies. We're going to turn this into a drawing. I think I talked about this when I was making this, whether I was going to do this or not, I wasn't sure. We've done it a few different times, but this is going to be a little bit more extended because in terms of doing things to, say, a year 12 standard or level is kind of what I want to be moving towards a little bit more now. So you guys should know how to make drawings from my previous videos. Now we're going to try doing something a little bit different. Now, how I would do this is definitely not, say, industry standard. It's just kind of what I expect from students getting that higher level. So you can see here I've got the final assembly, and then I've got these other assemblies here. Now, I'm actually not going to use these simply because when you're doing this, I want to be able to take this into my workshop and know how it all goes together. So what I might do is make a different kind of assembly of this. That'll help with that. So if I make a presentation view, create that. So we're going to have the full version there all put together, and then we'll have one also pulled apart at the same time. So I save everything in my Autodesk projects, balancing symbol, and then we're going to go final assembly and open that. Now this helps because this allows you to be able to see how things go together a lot better. So if I go to tweak components is what we're going to be using. Actually also right click and go tweak component. And you can see here duration 2.5 seconds. And then we're trying to move it out even spaces. So moving this out. So that's 42. I do try to always make them, it does snap, but it's a lot more fiddly than when you do, say, other parts. So trying to stay with even measurements the whole time. But obviously that's not always going to be possible when you are, say, trying to fit things in that. So I'm going to leave that. Do a quick scoot around, and you can kind of see how this is starting to come together. The last thing I'm going to actually move is this outwards, so you can see how that all goes together, and you can see all those parts there. And obviously, like I was talking about previously, with my kind of lack of skills in terms of being able to get that to attach properly, it's going to be really hard to, well, actually, it's impossible now to take that off without having to make a new one with that fitting. And like I've said before, I don't know how to do that neatly and accurately, so I'm not going to try doing it and keep this as accurate as possible. So you see here that over that time, it all comes together. The only one that didn't work was this one. So let's try pulling that out again. Again, trying to keep it 40 because that's what I've been trying to do the rest of the time. Now, I think the only issue there was the fact that I wasn't pressing enter, and that's what was frustrating the program. So now what we need to do is actually create a drawing view of this. Alright, cool. So that all works really, really well. So now if I go here to create drawing view, I definitely need to save it first. So I'm going to save it in here, Fine Assembly, Presentation Assembly is what I want to call it. And save that. Yes, well. There we go. Cool. And then metric. We're trying something I've been trying something a little bit different lately. I've actually been using iOS. This one here. Just want to make sure it's the right one. Yep. And create. So now when I've been doing this previously, and I normally do just keep this, I will move it around a little bit, just like that, and then we can make it a bit bigger. This is something that I just put on one sheet, and that's simply to give a good view of how everything goes together. I always have it coloured as well, and hidden lines removed. I'm going to include hidden lines. So what we're then going to change is these here, and we're going to keep it like that. Okay, so say you're going through a you're taking a booklet out into a workshop because you're trying to make something, this is essentially what we're going to be aiming for. We've got A3, want it to be A4. How does that fit? Well, now it's way too big, which I thought it would be. So that's cool. Double clicking, we know how to change this. Let's put this back to 1/4. No, we won't. Cool. And we'll keep it like that. So now we need to change a few things. So this would essentially be, say, the front cover of the document. Actually, it wouldn't be, because it would have that. And then I would also add in a base of the final assembly. And we'll open that. And then it's important to keep these drawings the same. And that's simply so that you have a really good reference of what they're meant to be looking like. And again, make sure you keep colours. So you have those two there, so you see how it all goes together. Well, you see all the individual parts, you see it all together. That's really good to see. Important again, go to File, iProperties, Summary, so Title, Balancing Object, Subject, Metal Technology, Author, Mr. Laxton, Manager is me, Company, Vanilla East College. Cool. Let's go to Project. We're going to quickly Part 1, slot number 1, Description, Assembly. We've only revised it once. Project, Balancing Object. Designer, Mr. Laxton. Authority, Vanilla East College. And this is all going to be pretty similar for you guys. If you're in my class anyway, it's going to be similar for you, simply because the only thing I think is going to change is you're going to be putting your name instead of my name, and the manager, I mean, you could put down me because I'm asking you to do it. I know the cost of this is, no, it's $4. Alright, cool. Sweet. Status. That's all done anyway. This is already released because we've done this project. Obviously, when you're sending this to me, if you're submitting it, this will all be me, because I'll be checking it. Cool. Custom. No. Save. No. Alright, cool. And we can go OK, and it fills all of that in for me. So now down there, that's all looking really good. So now moving on to the next part is we actually need to make one of these for each of these drawings. And I'm probably not gonna, I'll probably go through one more with you guys. So it's literally all we're gonna do up here is go new. You can see if we go down to here, where's our ISO? IDW. Create. And we've got that, and we just need to go back over to sheet again, double check, we go edit sheet, and make sure we change that to A4 before we start bringing things in. One thing we could do to change to save a little bit of paper and space as well, normally you would put these all on different sheets, but fortunately, I mean, because we've got only a few parts, and honestly it's quite simple, so you can put some of these together. So if I open that, don't tell me, yeah, cool, that's straight. Stressed me out then, I thought it wasn't going to be straight. So one of these is, we need to make sure that it's that way. Let's make that a bit bigger. Cool. We can make these 1-to-1, which is actually really good. Sweet. So I had to cancel that then because I hadn't actually done that quite right. So let's try one more time. Again, just the beauty of CAD is, instead of hand drawing this like I have had to do previously when I was in school, it's just awesome to be able to make mistakes and then change them. You can see here, I've got all my different parts. I've even got my isometric view that I can fit on the same page effectively. So I can make sure that's shaded. We will actually move these down a little bit. Because then one of the beauties of this as well, which I haven't really gone through too much, is if I go to annotate and I can add text here, and I can call that race. And that will work. Make that a little bit bigger. Okay. Sweet. Actually not terribly happy with that. Let's put one of these in. Whoa. So remembering, like I just didn't, that this starts with continue, call it race. Let's have that size 10. It'll fit, no it's not. But again, the beauty of this, cancel, is that we can move it around a little bit. Alright, sweet, happy with that. Alright, and then we can move on to the next part. So we're going to go place views, base, and if we go crossbar, open that up. Let's have this facing a way that I want, which is like that. Trying to keep it similar to how we've got that one up there, the one above it, the brace setup. 1 to 1 again. Going like that, like that, like that. Right click, okay. And then having to bring that one over, double clicking, make it shaded, okay. Sweet. Again, gonna move these down a little bit. One of the big parts of this is trying to make sure that you're not impinging, like making sure this is formatted in a way that it won't impede the actual being able to view the drawing. So it might take time, a little bit of playing, but that's probably the most important part. So again, whoa, stuff that up, escape out of that. Gonna move this across a bit, and that'll work. Obviously not super neat with the arrow, but I mean, I think it's pretty obvious what it is. And then making sure we add in our different sizes. So we're going to start dimensioning all of these, and that will actually work. Alright. Alright, awesome. What I need to do is add one more in here and go up to there. Alright, cool. So you can see again, because I am messing with how that was looking, I even should go like that. Cool. So you can see all the different sizes that I'm going to need to make that. The next thing we can do is dimension up our next part. Cool. One of the beauties of this too, you can see that it snaps to where I need it to be. Sometimes where it needs to be is obviously not exactly where is super convenient. Like where I was getting nice and close to that, which was a little bit frustrating. Got to make sure you click on the right one of these. Alright, so this one messes with how that's actually pointing there. Alright, fantastic. Let's do a couple more of these. And I might... Alright. I've already done an inside and an outside of that as well. So that's more messing with that. Alright, cool. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then again, filling in the eye properties. So summary, title, part of... Balancing object parts is what we're going to call it. Author again, me. Can I copy and paste this? I can't remember. Yes, I can. That's awesome. Alright, sweet. Go to project. Where are we? Oh. My wife would agree with that, but I'm not the project in this case. Sweet. Estimated cost as well. So I'm probably not going to do it for each part. That seems a bit ridiculous. Project. I guess as well, this is just kind of reiterating. Oh, come on, there we go. The fact that you don't have to fill in absolutely every single part of this. Like some of it you don't really need. We can put it all checked out by me, which is just easy copy and paste. And these are kind of already released. But we're more or less actually just trying to cool and go okay. Just get that filled in down the bottom there. So now I'm going to go through, you'll probably see this at like what 4 times speed I think, me putting this together, and then we'll have a look at how I would actually put it together at the end.
Sitting throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping it'll cave in and swallow me whole. Wondering why my mind keeps on spinning. This isn't how living to me was told. Why am I like this? Something's always amiss. Can't put my finger on it, but it's there. Wait for it to subside, but my mind won't apply. Waiting for the clear. Is it bad? Sometimes I like it when I lose control. There's something in it that's so beautiful. Listen, I can see the light of day, but I can also see the bones decay. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm doing my best not to run away. Sitting throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping it'll cave in.
Okay guys, so that's all of those parts put together, and then it's simply a process of going File, Export, exporting them as PDF, and you can see here that I've already done it. So I've got my cover page with the start, and then I've got all my different parts. So save or replace it, and then if we're actually opening up this file here, so opening this up here, it's got balancing project 2, PDFs. So I just need to highlight all of these, right click, and then go to combine files in Acrobat, and that actually opens up this page just here. And so it's as simple as saying combine. Now this only works super effectively because sometimes we're confused if you haven't named them in the right order. So you can see here, cover page, knowing that's going to be my first one, and then parts 2, 3, 4, 5. So using those numbers to make sure that it differentiates which order I want these to be in. So this is a really easy printable version on a A4 bit of paper that you can then take in the workshop and be like, hey, look, these are all the parts you're going to have to make to these sizes. So hopefully this has been helpful. A little bit more on the output side today. So hopefully you can see how it actually turns out with a really nice looking kind of professional document. And so hopefully see you for the next video. We'll be getting back into more game programming next week.